So today I want to show you how to use the PayPal mobile app, and we're going to be doing a complete beginner's guide to utilizing the app. So we're going to go ahead and get started by loading up our app here. Now, before we go through all of our steps here today, I just want to quickly ask if we can hit the like and subscribe button so we can continue to provide more free content just like this. Now, with our PayPal beginner's guide here today, we're going to be going through all the different steps of using the app and all the different features and different tabs that this app will have for us. So the one thing that we want to get started with is how to go ahead and add money to our PayPal account from a bank. Now, when we're here on the main screen, we're going to see right over here where it says add money. So we can go ahead and tap on there, or if we tap over here where it says PayPal balance area, we can go ahead and go here, and it's going to actually take us to our finance tab. Now, from our finance tab, we can go ahead and see where you can click on add money. And then from here, it's going to ask you for the denomination, or you can go ahead and put on one of the presets over here. So for our example, we're going to click on $10. And this might be something that pops up on here for you where it says choose a way to add funds. Now, this is a very quick way to go ahead and add a bank or a card on file for you, so you don't have to go through other additional steps. So before we can go ahead and do anything else, you can see right over here it says don't see any of your current payment methods. That is because we are in receiving this money within seconds versus the other option, which is receiving within 3 to 5 business days. So before we actually go ahead and add anything, I do want to just go ahead and click on the screen here and tap the other option. This will actually already have the bank we currently have on file. So you can see right over here, it shows the bank that we chose, which is our default, and then it's going to tell us how much our fees, which for this option, there are no fees. We can go ahead and click on add now. What we can also do is click on change over here, and this will show us additional options if we have additional banks or if we have any other cards on file. And if we don't, we can go ahead and quickly add it right over here if we wanted to. But for our example here today, I want to show you what it could be like for putting something in within seconds. So from here, we do have to have a debit card. So keep that in mind. A credit card or a regular bank account won't work. We do need to have an actual credit card on file. So from right over here, you can click on a link an eligible debit card to add funds in seconds. So if we click here, it's going to go ahead and ask you to type in your debit card number and a couple other pieces of information. Now, one thing to keep in mind is it is only with select eligible cards. And so not every single debit card will work, and sometimes this is just related to the bank from where that card comes from, and it does require it to be a Visa or MasterCard debit card in order for this process to go through. So again, you can add a debit card and it might not work for the instant transfer, but it will still technically work for the 3 to 5 business days. So we're going to go ahead and add a debit card for our example here today, just so I can show you what it will look like in the other end. Now, once we plugged in our information, our billing address, which we currently have on file, is going to show up here. If it is not the exact same billing address, you can go ahead and change it by tapping in this arrow right over here. But if everything else looks correct, we're going to go ahead and click on link card. So you can see up here at the top, it shows that our debit card has been linked up, and you can see here our option for in seconds with this debit card is still toggled, and it has that new debit card we just added. There are no fees for this instant transfer, and what we can do is go ahead and click on add the $10 now. So from right over here, it is just asking for a quick security check. Now, we do have a phone number that we added on file when we signed up for our PayPal account, so it's just going to go ahead and send us a text. We're going to confirm that and go to the next step. All right, once we confirmed our information right over here, it is going through that process and adding in that $10, and you can see our $10 has been added instantly to our account. We can click on done here, and it's going to go from $30.71 to that $40.71 right in real time. So now that we've added money to our bank account, I actually want to quickly show you how to transfer money back to your bank account before we show you how to send money to friends and family members, because we're currently on our finances tab right over here. You can see towards the bottom, I'm kind of circling over here. And so from this section, we're going to actually want to go ahead and scroll down a little bit more towards the center. So when we go through and scrolling, you're going to see an option that says more options, and there's going to be an area here that says transfer, and it says transfer from your balance. So if we click right over here, you're going to see options that says transfer to bank, transfer to PayPal savings, which we'll be talking about here in a second, as well as transfer internationally. And that's something we're also going to be talking about here as well. So we're going to click on transfer to bank, and what it's going to do is going to have those two options again, where you can go ahead and send it within minutes or send it within 1 to 3 business days for no fees. Now, there's a little bit of a difference here for sending money back to your bank versus adding money to PayPal. So first and foremost, foremost, the things that are the same are obviously the fact that you can do it within minutes, and you can see the options of which cards are available. Now, when sending money to PayPal, you can only do that through a debit card, but then to send money back to a bank, you can actually have a regular bank account on file, which you can see here, as well as the MasterCard that we added earlier as well. Now, if you don't have any options that are currently available for you, you can go ahead and link a new debit card or link a new bank account, as you can see down there as well. So we're going to click on our regular bank account. And then here's the big thing I want to showcase when it comes to sending money within minutes is the fact that there is going to be a fee. And you can see here, their fee is 1.75% fee, which is a 25-cent minimum and then a maximum of $25. So for our transfer here, if we wanted to send all $40.71 would be 71 cents that they would take out of our total. Now we can go ahead and transfer that, which would be exactly $40, as well as if we wanted to switch over and toggle to the 1 to 3 days, there are absolutely no fees in order to do this. It does usually take about just the 1 business day, but it can take up to the 3. And you can see here that toggled back to $40.71, which is the total. Now, if you didn't want to send your full balance, if you tap over on the actual dollar amount, you can go ahead and switch this up so you can have it as, let's say, $15. You can tap done. And then we're going to go back to the instant transfer, and you can see our instant transfer now is actually a little bit less because we are sending less money. Again, it is based off a 1.75% fee. So it's based off the dollar amount that you're sending up to a max of $25. So for our example here, I'm going to go back to the 1 to 3 days because I'm in no rush here. We're going to go ahead and change our bank that's on file. We're going to go to our main bank that we actually want to send this money to. And then we're going to go ahead and click on transfer right over here to send that $15. And you can see right there, $15 is on the way. We can tap over on done. Now you can see right over here, it is just sending you a confirmation showing you that that money is being sent over. You can tap done. If we scroll back up towards that top, you can see that money has instantly left our balance. Now the same thing is going to happen when we send money to friends and family. That money will get transferred out of our PayPal balance instantaneously. Now, while we're still on this page, one thing I do want to show, and you can see right over here on screen, is the PayPal debit card. Now this is a free debit card that you can go ahead and get from PayPal. You can see right over here, if we actually just tap on the card itself, it's going to show you right over here all the different things you need to know about the card. You can go ahead and get cash out at ATMs. There's no monthly fees or no credit checks. You can also shop with this card today because they give you a digital version of the card, and you can see it is going to be a MasterCard, so you can use it in stores or online as well. Definitely go through and read through everything here. If it all looks good, you can go ahead and get your free PayPal debit card. So we're going to go actually ahead and do that right over here on screen. So we're going to click on here. From this section here, it's going to show just where your card is going to be shipped. So if you have a different address, you can go ahead and add that instead. If everything looks good, you can click on confirm. And now you can see our debit card actually has a little bit of a logo, and then it's using our PayPal balance that we have in order to use that card. So once that card physically comes in the mail, if we want to go ahead and spend it in stores or anywhere else, we just check out our PayPal balance, and you can see that it is ordered. Now, one thing with the debit card, as well as just being able to spend money from your PayPal account, is they do have cashback offers. So just something to keep in mind if you want to explore different offers that they have. If you tap over here, you're going to see the different things you can get discounts with, like 1% cashback at Target or Home Depot. And then you have different things like Safeway, you got 4%, or Kroger's 8%. So you can go ahead on there, make sure you add them on there to be able to get those discounts. But those are going to be extra benefits that have no additional cost when using the PayPal debit card. Now, again, we are on the finance tab here. So there's just a few extra little things I want to show you while we're actually on this tab. And we're going to go ahead and scroll down here just a little bit. Now, from this section over here, you can see it says more options. And first and foremost, you can actually go ahead and set up direct deposit if you want your paychecks to come into PayPal instead of a regular bank account. You also have the option to go ahead and cash a check. You can see you can also do that within minutes for a small fee. And you can also add cash at stores, which is a really cool feature. Some of the places actually do include large retail locations like Walmart or even CVS. So essentially you will show them a code at the register and then you can give them cash. You can see all the different locations and then also the fees that come with adding cash from a physical location, as well as any of the limits that come with that. Now from this section here, if we keep on scrolling, you can actually see where it says recent activities. This is where you can see any transactions you've done. So you can see where we've sent money, where we've actually added money, and then we can also see if we've paid any of our friends or family members or received any money from them as well in these sections. Now, next up here, you're going to see right next to balances, there is going to be a savings option. And we currently have our PayPal savings account up and running, but in this section, it'll ask you if you want to go ahead and create an account for your PayPal savings. It is entirely free to do so. As of this recording, the actual APY is 4%, which is one of the highest that you can actually get currently. You can see right over here, the banking services provided by Synchrony Bank. So you are going to be FDIC insured when it comes to having your money in this account. And then you can see over here, it says set up auto save. So you can have money going in from your PayPal balance into your savings, or you can just go ahead and just do it manually anytime you'd like. And then you can also create goals as well for yourself if you want to have certain things you want to reach for, which is always a nice thing. And then your APY interest is going to be added into your account on a monthly basis. So at the end of every given month, you will have that money deposited into your savings account from what you've earned. Now with PayPal savings, if you want to go ahead and add money, like we said, you can go ahead and tap on add money and click on where it says general savings here at the bottom, because that's the only account we currently have open. And it's going to ask you how much you'd like to deposit in here. And you can see we currently have it set up to $10, and then we have it for how often at one time. If you tap over here, you can go ahead and do scheduled transfers if you'd like. But for this example, we're just doing the one time. Tap in review over here. It's going to show you where you want the money coming from. Currently, it's from our personal bank account, but we can go ahead and change that and go from our PayPal balance if we'd like. Check out making sure there are no fees, instant transfer, and then the total amount. You can click on add money, and that money will be pulled into our savings, which will then start earning that 4% APY. Now, before we continue on, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button, as it really does help us out here on YouTube, so we can continue making really nice in-depth videos just like this entirely for free. Now on this page, if you continue to scroll all the way towards the bottom, you'll actually see your monthly statements. You'll also see your tax statements as well, because you are going to be earning interest. You do need to make sure you're claiming that as well. And then you can see the FDIC insurance if you are wanting to learn more about that. Now the last toggle on here is going to be crypto. I'm going to keep this portion very brief, but I do have videos going into detail on these as well on the channel here, which I'll link in the show notes down below for you. But you can actually be buying cryptocurrency here on PayPal, whether it's with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or Bitcoin Cash. So of course, there's going to be higher risk when it comes to investing in crypto versus just keeping money into a savings account. But again, if you want to learn more, I'll have videos on that here on the channel. So next up here, we're actually going to go to our payments tab. So we're going to tap over here, and then this is going to be the section where you can go ahead and send money to friends and family members, or request money from friends and family members, as well as other people, whether you're buying something from another person and requesting through PayPal. Now you can see up at the top here, there is the send. There's also bills if you are paying bills through PayPal, which you can do so. There's also a give section, and then there's the request section. Now the send and the request are going to be fairly similar here in this section. The very top here is going to ask for you to type in a name, a username, an email, or a mobile phone number. So any of these methods are the things that people utilize when creating their account to begin with. And so you can search through any of these methods. Now the nice thing is most people will have like a profile picture on there, so that way you can easily identify that person and make sure that they are the right person that's supposed to be either receiving or requesting that money from you. Now, before we tap on the name to show you what all the options are going to look like, there is going to be this little icon right over here. Just so you know, if we tap here, this is going to show you the opportunity to go ahead and scan a QR code from somebody that maybe has their QR code ready, or some businesses will have a QR code available, which will effectively bring up their profile account, which I'm going to go back here and we're going to show you what one of those accounts would look like when it comes to sending and receiving. So we went back here. I'm just going to go ahead and click on my other profile, and this is the first thing it's going to show us. It's going to ask us how much do we want to send this person. So for our example here today, we're going to do $5, and then it's going to ask us to send a message with this. So we can do YouTube video. And you saw earlier there were some icons and photos here. You can go ahead and add those as well if you'd like, but if we're just going to add in this memo here, we're going to tap on the review section here. So from here, there's a couple different things we want to go over. So first and foremost, it's going to show which way the money is going to be coming from. So from here, it's going to be our PayPal balance. But if we tap on the little arrow here, we can actually go ahead and have it pulled from different accounts. So if we want to pull from our bank account that we have on file instead of our actual balance, there's no fee. But if we want to pull from our debit card, there is going to be a slight fee. So let me actually scroll down here. So you can see right over here, when I scroll down, the pulling from the debit card instantly will actually cost us 45 cents in fees. Now, the really nice thing is if there are going to be fees associated with any transaction, PayPal actually does a really good job of making sure that you are aware of those fees and not something that's hidden on the back end of your transactions. So if you don't want to have any fees, you can either choose your bank that you have on file or your PayPal balance, which of course we have enough in our PayPal balance. We'll click on none there. Now next up here, it's going to be a section that says friends and family members. Now this is essentially if you are sending to somebody you know and trust. Now if you're buying from a third party, whether it's from a business or maybe somewhere online like OfferUp, I'm going to go ahead and tap on here, and you can see an option that says for goods and services. It says get a full refund if an eligible item gets lost or damaged. Seller pays a small fee. Now the one thing you want to make sure is when you are sending this money in this section for goods and services, to let that person know, because they will again be getting charged that small fee. And you can see here it's not charging you anything more, but you are going to get additional protections. So we're going to go ahead and switch back to friends and family members for our example here. Now here you can see if there are any PayPal fees that you would be paying. Again, they do a great job of being transparent with those fees. It's going to tell you how much you're sending and then within what time period. So you can see here, it's going to be instant. Usually if you're going to be sending pretty large quantities of money, there will sometimes be delays in how quickly that person's going to get. If everything looks good, we're going to click on send. And just like that, our $5 has been sent. We're going to click on done. And then that money has been pulled from our account officially. You can see this little extra verification on here that we've sent that money. And if we click on finances again, and we're going to just scroll back to our balances, and you can see it have changed right over there. Now we're down to $20.71 on this account. Now the nice thing is that friend or family member will get a notification pretty instantly that that money has been added to their account, whether it's through a notification, an email, or even a text message to them. So they'll have that information right away. So now we're going to go ahead and go back into our payment section right over here. So we're going to go over to our request section. Now with the request section, this is going to look fairly similar to our send section, but instead we're going to go ahead and tap on the person. And in this regard, we're going to ask for money. So we're going to want our $5 back here. And this time, let's actually just go ahead and tap on the emoji. You can still add a little note here, as you can see, but we're going to just go ahead and click on review. And you can see right over here, it says your request for $5. And then we're going to hit request now. So that person's going to get an email or text or another form of notification that they are having money requested from them. And once they do fulfill that request, your money will be put into the account instantly and also get a notification either through your actual app, email, or through text message that that $5 has been put into your account. So from here, we're going to go ahead and tap on done. And then the other two sections in our payments area are going to be the give section. So if you tap over here, you can see different options to be able to go ahead and give money to a fundraiser or even start your own fundraiser. And then in the bills section here, you can actually go ahead and pay utilities, internet, or even other services that you might be utilizing. So you can search through those individually. Now, I mentioned earlier that if you have the debit card, you can actually get some really nice deals. So if you tap on the deals section over here, you can actually scroll through and see the different companies that are offering any types of deals. Sometimes it's just a click of the link for you to be able to get that deal. Other times you will be required to have that debit card. And then next up here is going to be the wallet section of the app. Now here's going to be a little bit more of a breakdown of all the different things for your PayPal account. So in this section, you can actually go ahead and add a bank or card on file. Obviously, we showed you ways to do that earlier in the video, but this is just another means to be able to do so. You can tap over to your PayPal savings. You can see the direct deposit information, the cards that are from PayPal themselves, and then under here, you can see the banks that you have on file. So if we scroll down over here, you can see the banks that we have on file. If you wanted to go ahead and remove a company, you can tap on there, and then you can see an option to go ahead and remove that company entirely if you needed to. So if we keep on scrolling down from this section right over here, you can see an area that says add loyalty card. So you can actually add loyalty cards from other locations such as Best Buy or Ace Hardware to be able to make sure you get your reward points without always having to have your physical card in hand. Now in the wallet section, if you actually look towards the top here, there is going to be the activities tab. Now this is going to be again where you can see your activities in another section. So you can see the money you sent, money you received, money you deposited, money you withdrew, all the different ways you have your money coming and going within your PayPal account. Now you can also see your request right over here under pending. So if you needed to cancel for any reason on your request, you can go ahead and do that in this section right over here. And with just 2 taps, you can go ahead and have that completely closed off and canceled. And if you absolutely needed to, you can search by name or email when it comes to a transaction. If you are having trouble finding it, you can also filter out transactions as well. Now, I do briefly want to just go over international, as I do have videos that go over them in depth on the channel. So what we want to do is actually go back over to our finances section over here. And then if we scroll down a little bit more where we see that transfer button again, we can click here. And then we see down here towards the very bottom, it says transfer internationally. So this is going to be where we are able to send money to friends and family abroad. So you can see most frequent countries. And then if you scroll down, you can look for your country that you want to send to, or you can even search at the very top over here. Again, I have more detailed information on knowing the process of going through this when it comes to actually setting up your account and going through and sending money to friends and family members. So we clicked all the way back home. So we're here back on the home tab of our PayPal account. Now what we want to do is look at our account information. So maybe you set up your account a long time ago and maybe need to change some pieces of information. We're going to actually go ahead and click on our photo icon here on the top left. Yours might look like just a basic profile picture icon. So we're going to tap over here. And from this section, you can go ahead and actually add a profile photo. I do highly recommend this, again, so that way it's easier for friends and family members to verify you are the person they're sending money to. Now from here, you're gonna be able to see your PayPal username. Now, if you do need to change that for any means, it's usually easiest to do it on a desktop, and I have videos for that as well. So then from right over here, you can click on account information. And from here, you can see your email address, your phone number, and your home address. Now, if any of those three items need to be changed, just go ahead and click on the arrow to the right of that section to be able to have that changed. Now let's go back to the account settings right over here. You can see any messages you might have. Again, there's also a section for direct deposits, and then you also have the statements and taxes on this section. Now, if you continue scrolling down, you can see where it has login and security for you being able to change your password or adding two-factor authentication, any data and privacy information, notifications. You also have the option right over here to be able to close your account, as well as be able to log out of your account for any reason necessary. So we're going to be here on the main page once again, and I did show you the opportunity to be able to send and request money in the payments section, but you can also see here on the homepage, there are the two sections right over here as well. If you click on one of them, it's going to have you set to a page that looks like this, and it's going to be fairly similar, except it looks a little bit different, but everything else is going to be the same. You can search for everybody up at the top, or you can click on one of your top contacts. It's going to take you to the send page that looks very similar from earlier, which is really nice. So you have different options when it comes to getting to certain features within the PayPal app. Now, I mentioned earlier that there are certain sections of PayPal that I have separate videos for that go a lot more in depth for those sections. So I'm going to actually place my video right over here so you can dive a little bit deeper into more of PayPal.